afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me tell you, I'm 30 seconds late because I forgot how to go live. I had to call backup. Backup being my little brother. Hey, I forgot how to go live on Instagram. Woo! That was scary for a moment there. It's your girl, Herdine Mercier. Oh, and I am about to go live with the one and only Miss Clarity Coach. Get me all together. Help me put out my elevator pitch. Help me do all of that in 2.5 seconds. Here she is. Hey. Hey, Coach. We going live and keeping it 100. Hey, sis. Hey, type where you're from. Type where you're from.
Oh, I'm
Hey.
sideways. How do I fix this?
Maybe but you're cute.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. We're going to fix this. We are going to fix this. Let's see here.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, gorgeous.
How you doing?
I gotta be honest. When I said I was doing it, I was, being Herdine, being Geraldine, busybody Geraldine. And yesterday, I literally talked on grief for 6-7 hours.
Ooh.
From interviews. I did 3 hours of live.
Herdine.
I know, and my throat hurts.
I was going to say, I don't know how you're even like moving right now, functioning.
Listen, and I'm still getting up at 4:30, girl. When you got a dream and purpose, you ain't got time.
This is true.
But I will tell you this morning, the kids called the family meeting, so you know it was serious. They were like 9 o'clock, so I turned off my phone. I checked out for a little bit. Hi, Grief and Grits. I hope I said it right. Hello, text and type in, tell us where you're from. And this morning they literally called a family meeting to discuss their chores and their next goals. You hear? So I turned off my phone, but I'm feeling it in my throat, my vocals. So anybody send me some tips, because I need my vocals, y'all. I need my
What do they say, like a tea with honey and lemon? I think it's supposed to.
It could be any tea, because I got my honey, I got my my mint tea in the garden, I got my lemongrass tea, I got my ginger tea in the packet. So just tell me what tea to help my throat.
Well, they told me ginger tea, but ginger I think I have an allergy at this point because I keep trying it and every time I do it itches. So I have to steer away from that. Yeah. But I think it's any type of tea. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you the wrong thing, but they say tea and honey. That's what they say.
All right. I can do that. I'm going to do that right after this live. Now, Queen, tell us who you are.
I am Jateya Jones, fondly known as the Natural Networker, but of Jateya Jones Consulting. And I help small businesses and budding entrepreneurs confidently show up and boldly stand out in the marketplace to increase their income and their impact.
Come on now. You see why my elevator pitch is so tight? Because she get me all together with her clarity and purpose. You heard?
We got to get you out here helping the world. We need you.
Yeah, I know, girl. I need to help my throat. I did P2P last night. That was nothing but God. And so it's just, not P2P. I did Purpose Chasers last night. That was, and then I have my very first masterclass. Let me plug this in right now.
Go ahead, please do. Let the people know.
My masterclass is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you really want to understand what sorrow and pain is and getting yourself from sorrow to purpose, from hurt to purpose, from hell to purpose, you don't want to miss this masterclass. You can register. It is free. Did y'all hear me?
Free. Hey, yes. Suzanne.
Free. Go ahead and register now. This is the opening questions that take us out sometimes. Mr. Tia, what is your truth?
Oof, honey. I was trying to, let's see, there we go. My phone keeps getting dimmer. Maybe it's my eyes. But um, my truth is that setting boundaries and keeping them has caused letting go of friends and family. And so when I first heard your definition of grief and how, it could be hair, it could be, almost anything that you can grieve, I was like, well, look at there. Well, maybe I have grieved some things that nobody ever, or I didn't know. Let me say that. So, but yeah, on yesterday's clarity call, Roz was talking about the people that she helped, and a lot of them are people pleasers. And I was like, Hershey, me, been there, done that, and having to grow past that and set those boundaries and stay in those boundaries because I know I was destined for greater and to be able to reach those heights and not being able to bring everybody along with you for the ride. Um, that's a split rock moment. The flower growing between two rocks.
That mean you read Believe Bigger.
I love the book.
Oh
Love the book.
I just love Believe Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniel. Let me tell you something. From a girl who used to rock herself to sleep and cry herself to sleep, couldn't understand why she couldn't find her purpose. I've always had the belief. I've always had the belief. That's how I attracted the husband, the kids, and the family that I have now. But something was missing because of the situations that we went through.
Mm-hmm.
It damaged or it scarred my belief power that brought me everything else I had. So Believe reactivated. Believe
Yes.
Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels activated that lioness in me again.
Yes. Like, I read that book. So you want to talk about divine intervention. So a friend randomly texted me, haven't talked to her in forever, and she sent me the podcast between Marshawn Evans and Patrice. That's how I got the book. That's how I found out about Patrice. I read the book. It changed my whole entire life and my perspective on it. And brought me through those split rock moments. Like, it's full of highlighter and pens. I really think that was like the first book I read cover to cover since before college. And we're not even gonna talk about how old I am right now. So clearly that was a couple of decades ago. Okay. So, and then that, like I said, brought me to Patrice, which brought me to you, and bringing around full circle. So, but that book had so many analogies and golden nuggets in it that helped me push past when you feel guilty because you tell people no, or you feel guilty because this is supposed to be that family member that supports and da 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 da, and that's not the case. When you have to let go, it's like you're like, this is not supposed to be like, you're supposed to, and when you want better for them, you see better for them, but they don't acknowledge their own greatness. Like, grieving those relationships and friendships and whatever they are and letting them go was a process, and it took time. And even knowing or being able to acknowledge that that's exactly what it was, after talking to you, I was like, maybe I was grieving. Maybe that's why.
And you know what happens when people can now name it? They go, oh. Before, if it didn't have a name, you're like, what is this?
Right. No,
And
seriously.
then you have those feelings like, am I going crazy?
And the world will make you think that you are, especially the people who you are having to let go of. They're the ones who really are like, something's wrong. Maybe you need to or what's the herb? Something warts. Anyway, it was some supplement, and they were like, you need to take some of this. It's gonna calm you. It's gonna because when you know better, you do better, you move differently. And when they don't want you to, what's the meme say? They know your value, they just don't want you to. They will help you think that you're crazy because you're already like, well, maybe. So yeah.
I will tell you this. There's two things that I want to talk about. The very first thing is the power of sharing. A friend, that's your friend. The power of sharing that episode with Marshawn and Patrice.
Mm-hmm.
set you free. You
And she didn't
understand? Huh?
even, I said, and she didn't even know. She had no clue.
No.
No clue
She just
what she was
shared.
doing.
So can y'all go ahead and share this into people's inboxes, this
Yeah.
group talk? Because you never know what someone is going through.
So
You
very true.
understand? And then the second thing is I posted this today on my Facebook account where I talked about how pre-harvest season, because I'm in my harvest season.
I saw that episode with their bananas.
Yes.
I feel
I'm
like
in, huh?
I said I feel like I'm so dark. Let me move to some light because I feel like
Okay.
I can't
Yeah.
see.
Get to the light, baby. Get to the light.
Let's
We
do
done with the
this.
darkness, okay?
Yes, that's
So,
better. That's better.
yeah. And so I'm in my harvest season, and in being in my harvest seasons, I understand why I needed to go to that season where there was a drought.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Because in that season where there's a drought and you're building a business and you're asking for support and people don't show up, I now see that it was a blessing. Because now it's too late to try to knock on my door.
Yes, ma'am.
You get that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's too late.
Wholeheartedly.
The door has been shut. Like Michelle Obama and Barack Obama said, my forever first lady and first president. You heard? So, like they said, there was a time
Yes.
when things just door shut. And as far as joining my wisdom circle, door shut. It's late. It's too late.
Right.
If
You have
you
to
were,
take advantage of those opportunities.
yes. And if you were in my life before, great. You know, the new people, hey. But the truth of the matter is, that drought season is really good stock. It's really good information of you just people watching.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's preparing you for that next season because you can't take everybody, with
Mm-hmm.
you. And it's preparing you and protecting you because you can't excel with dead weight. Like you just can't.
Woo! That's a pow pow. If you just come into the group, let me know what city you're typing in from, please, or what you're watching from. Even if I already know, please. Type your city. And Miss Jateya just said a pow pow. What is that? Pearls of wisdom. That's that knowledge that come off your tongue that's so sharp in how it penetrates the soul and leave a DNA of change. Ooh, ooh.
I love that. Love
I'm on
that.
fire tonight. Gotta save this voice though. Gotta save this voice. I brought my water.
Yes, in the wine glass. I love it. I love it.
So give us that again if it can roll off your tongue like it just did.
That drought season is preparing you and protecting you because dead weight, we all know that's the heaviest weight, and you can't excel or soar with dead weight. I mean, you probably will definitely keep moving forward because that is your destiny, but getting there in the manner of time in which you are supposed to do the work with dead weight is not going to happen. And then when you get there, that dead weight can prevent you from reaching, like, for real, the final, like, crossing the finish line. Like, you could be this close and you just won't get there because they're there to stop you. They don't want you to succeed, no matter how much they may love you or care about you. Some people are just in their season where envy is just the color that they wear, whether they want to or not. And so you have to ride out that drought season knowing that it's there to protect you and prepare you, and everything, the good and the bad, is there for your good. Like, you are destined to get there. You just gotta keep moving and through the good and the bad and those split rock moments, and just continue to strive for the sunshine, because even though you feel like you've been buried, you will eventually get back to the light one way or another. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Now you speaking truth to power, Jateya. And what I want to say here is, I want to know what it is, because I think the theme today is going to be around friendships. And knowing when it's time to say goodbye.
Ma'am.
And make new friends.
Ma'am.
Now, I have some friends that I know already know because we've been through some things already. There's no way, there is no separating us. Like, but I'm okay if I gotta say goodbye. It's the most hardest thing to do, but if you have to say goodbye, you have to say goodbye. Give us some tips since that's the stuff that you've grieved, and now
Right.
getting on to new friendship and saying, I gotta do me.
Yes.
You know, let me tell you something. You know how I know when it's time to say goodbye to some friends? That I
With
would say, you my childhood friend, you my friend right now, but you not in my friend in the future. You know how I know?
with the
Because when
key.
I call them, they talking about stuff from 1988. That's the only
Stuck.
they stuck. They
Stuck.
stuck about people who hurt them in 1988. I was 8, y'all. I can do the math on that. Now they stuck in 1993. They stuck. They can't see somebody from high school because that person tried it from high school.
Right.
Let me tell you something. If you judging me from high school, baby, you missing out. Because
Ma'am.
I have grown. I have planted seeds. I have been through hell and back. I'm a different person.
You grew.
I grew.
But you know, that's the thing. Like, we have a lot of kids in old bodies, is what I call them. And unfortunately,
That's a pal. That's a pal. Don't run too fast with that.
you
Don't run too
that was so
fast.
funny to me.
Don't slow down. Slow down. You can't be dropping wisdom and not allow us to dissect it and integrate and because it gotta go to the soul. Say that one again.
There are a
How?
lot of kids in old bodies. Just because you are of a certain age does not mean your maturity level has it does match. It just doesn't happen all the time. There
Uh-uh.
are some people who truly don't want to grow. Like, I feel like they try harder to stay stuck because that is like the pinnacle or the highlight of their life. That's the last like greatness when I was great. And it's that fear of the unknown, the fear that if I keep going, I might not be as great. So, you know, when I was the pro basketball player or when I was the Miss America or Miss Teen, whatever,
Uh-huh.
and they don't allow themselves to grow, or they feel like if they do grow, then the homies or the family members might think that you're now too good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame when you encounter these people, unfortunately. Like, I used to work with some, and
Okay.
I would sit there because I was the youngest person at my job at the time, and I would sit there and I would look around like, does anybody else hear this? Is it just me? Like, is this grown 50-something-year-old woman having a temper tantrum and y'all are like pacified? Is this really like for me in my 20s? And I was like, this isn't like, this is the twilight zone. You can't be serious right now. But that is when I defined and I realized that just because you are of age does not mean your maturity matches.
Ooh,
And
you speaking
realizing that and having
power.
to learn how to deal and navigate those waters, especially in the professional realm.
Uh-huh.
Like, you can't deal with adults like they're adults when they don't have the mental capacity or the EQ, IQ, whatever the terminology is, to handle that adult conversation. So I literally would tell people at work, I understand you want to help this person because you see their potential, you see the value in them. However, comma, you cannot treat them like they're an adult and treat them with the same respect or try to uplift them because they don't know your value. They don't know the value in what you're trying to do for them, and they're just going to squander it away. So you have to approach people where they are, and they're not always where you think they should be. And you just have to respect that. So when it comes to friendships, you know, Drake came out with the song No New Friends, and I'm like, no, that should be KNOW, not NO. It should be KNOW. You need to make new friends. And I really thought this was like a popular song, but apparently it's a Girl Scout song, and I didn't know any better. But what do they say? They say, make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I would always sing that song because it just made sense to me. Because even though I would love for, and I have some childhood friends like from elementary school and even some from like daycare still today, and I love them dearly. And then I have those that, you know, they've been along the journey with me up until adulthood, and I had to say goodbye. And they're, I know you're mad. I'm not mad. You and I we have to go our separate ways. Like, I refuse to have snakes in my garden. I would rather cement it and know that it's clean back there, and I don't have a fear of going in my own backyard and getting bitten. If my team isn't cheering me on and like they're my biggest
The heart
fans,
should be going up at this time. I don't know if they just the people watching. I don't know if the grief crusaders who are watching. I don't know, but the pal should be going on right now. Nobody. When she said the snake thing, I'm just trying not to mess it up. The other time I tried to type in here and I
you
done
were
messed
so
the whole
funny.
thing up. Knocking people. I'm not. The heart should have been going out.
But that's,
you know, that relates to me because I got a garden.
right. And listen, I'm trying to garden, but I don't do bugs. I don't do them at all. So I have one of these like patio gardens. I'm trying. I'm really trying. But, I'm very visual. So I have all of these like visual analogies. And that is like really my heart, because I know that I'm going to be that loyal friend. I'm going to be that ride or die as long as it makes sense, because we should not be dying. We should get out of this so we can go on and conquer the world, right? But people are like, well, you know how she is, or, oh, but she's like family. We've known each other for so long. And you have the other members in the group who are trying to get you to kumbaya again.
But it's time to say goodbye.
It is. You have to let go, because that's okay if you want to stay there. Like, I do not wish any ill will, but at the end of the day, it's not for me anymore, because I know the countless nights I stay up late trying to do what I know I'm supposed to do. And I don't want to get to the pearly gates and have to explain why I didn't do what I knew I was supposed to do, because I'm trying to help this one over here that I knew wasn't going to help me in the first place. So I might as well just let go. See, either I'm going to do the will that I've been placed on this earth to do to help make the world a better place. And you're going to come along with me, and I'm going to help you help me help us. Otherwise, I got to say goodbye. Like, there is no hard feelings. I love you like yesterday, but that was yesterday, not today, and not tomorrow.
I can tell you this about me, Jateya. I can get down with anybody that's willing to grow and give them grace. I can get down with anybody that is willing to grow and give them grace.
Right.
Now, I can't get down with anybody that's saying they're going to stay stagnant, staying in drama, not trying to do better. Like, I am in the development of becoming her dean. I haven't met the best of her dean yet.
Say that again. Say that again.
Let me see if I can remember it. I'm in the development of I'm in the development of becoming her dean. I have not met the best of her dean yet.
No,
tweet, tweet.
Yes. that is really real. Like, and unfortunately, I've witnessed those who don't realize that they're stuck, and they start to project their fear on you. Or those who love out of fear. And it's like, I'm protecting you, and I don't want you to go out there and get hurt. So you stay over here with me, and we're going to stay in this little small circle, and we still believe that the world is flat, and we're going to stay over here, and we're not going to explore and see that there are hills and mountains and lakes and different color oceans and beautiful fish. And there are so many things out here in the world outside of your little circle that you haven't experienced yet. And staying stuck does not allow you to do that. When you go see and do, you grow. You can't help but grow. And the thing too is, I always tell people, so I have a younger brother, and in my hometown there's a very well-known college, and so my mom wanted him to go to school there, and I was like, no, I want him to go off away, because if he stayed home, he played sports, you would be a local superstar. And along with coming up with being a local superstar is kind of this fence or this hedge around you of protection from the real world. But when you go off, if you can go to a whole different area, even if it's the next city around the corner, and you can still make it, then you will survive anywhere, because you have become independent. You've been forced to grow. It's like that mother bird kicking you out the nest and teaching you how to fly on the way down.
Now, let me take you back to your wisdom pow that you dropped. When he goes away, he can also learn how to identify the snakes in his garden. Pow.
Exactly. Because then the rosy glasses come off. You see the world for what it is. You experience different people, different mindsets, different, because, you know, in my little circle at home, it's your circle. Everybody loves, they cheers, they, you know, that's your world. Or even if your world was everybody's negative and they're crabs in a barrel, but then you go out in the world and you see that there are other people out there who really, truly, genuinely want to help you. And you don't have to do this alone.
Now let's take this question a little bit deeper. You know, I think I have an amazing wisdom circle. They check me, they keep me checked. Whether it's my family in the group, my husband, my husband family is just one. You won't even know there's no in-laws.
I love that.
Eat in-laws. I don't believe it. That's my brother, that's my sister, that's the end of the story. But the truth of the matter is we got to go to work, right? And my biggest struggle, because my circle's so tight, we keep it honest, there's love, there's heart there. But I struggled in the workplace. I struggled in the workplace with the immature individuals who could not have hard conversations. Which now, you know what I learned? I learned about all those snakes. So now when I meet people in the workplace or out and I feel like there's a friendship development, you know what I give them? My first elevator pitch of friendship is, this friendship will come with pain. This friendship will come with thorns because it's natural. But let me tell you what to do when that thorn happens in our relationship. I may speak. You may misspeak. And at the end of the day, before you go check anyone else, come check me.
Definitely. But you know, that's my definition of networking is it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Ooh. And with that comes the genuineness in that. Like, you can't be mutually beneficial and there's a negative or a motivation over here that's not positive. Like, if I think I'm gonna get you and then I'm gonna run away with whatever, it's not mutually beneficial, and it'll come across that way. And I think that's the same thing with friendships, because a lot of my networking associates have become friends who have become family because it is mutually beneficial, and you have my best interest at heart and I have yours at heart. And so we can't help but win, because at the end of the day, my motto is help me, help you, help us. So if you help me, I'm going to help you, and that helps us. We both can grow. There's no way that we can come away with this mutually beneficial relationship and we not win. We can't. And that's the same thing I look at family, and the same thing I look at friends. A lot of friends have become family, and a lot of friends are more of family than family because they respect you. They respect your boundaries. You may not always agree, because that's going to happen. You may have an attitude today. I might want to cuss you out tomorrow. But at the end of the day, because we do have this genuine respect for one another and we're here to win, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to have that conversation. I'm going to allow you to be you. You allow me to be me, and we figure out how this works together. I was telling a friend the other day, and I read this in a book, and I don't remember the name, but it was dating advice in the book, but I feel like it's also just relationships in general, day-to-day life. And it said, don't try to make a cat into a dog. If you are a dog person, go buy a dog. Go get a dog. Don't go get a cat and then try to turn it into a dog. And so the whole premise was, we'll look at this cat or this individual that you're dating, and oh, it's so cute. But then you want the cat to play fetch. It's not a dog. It's a cat. And the whole premise of that is you have to accept people for who they are and where they are. So if it's in the workplace, if it's family, if it's friends, accept them for who they are, where they are. And if you can't leave, go get that dog. That cat is not going to work for you. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you try to teach this cat how to play fetch, it's not going to bring that ball back to you. No. It's just not. It might pat it at you. If you love running, this cat on a leash is not going to run for miles with you like a dog. You just literally
You're setting people free.
I mean, because once you get to that point,
they are trying to create friendships. They are trying to create friendships that serve no purpose by trying to retrain it and retrain. You can't train a dog new tricks.
You
Isn't
can.
that the same?
That is the same. And you can. And the thing of it is like with relationships and in the workplace or, just day to day life, if they want to learn, they will. I forget this guy's name. I should have wrote all this down, but there's this. I just found out about this guy on Instagram, but he made the comment the other day too, and he said, "If the feelings are mutual, the effort is equal. If the
No, wait.
feelings are mutual, the effort is equal.
One more
That's in
time for the people in
relationships
the
and
back.
that's
One
in
more
work.
time for the people in the back. Just
If the
and take it
feelings
slow
are
for them.
mutual,
Take it slow. No. Take it slow for
okay.
them. Slow.
If the feelings are mutual, then the effort is equal. So those friends that want to grow, they want success, they want to change the world for the better, they want to help the younger version of them, whatever the case, if the feelings are mutual, the effort is equal. They're going to work with you. They'll be in the trenches with you now. Like I said earlier, I'm a ride or die, but I'm not going to die because we should just not be dying. That is not the purpose.
Nobody. Listen,
But
I used to work at a funeral home. I have never seen it. I've been to a lot of funerals in my life. I have never seen. I've seen people jump into the
casket at the
grave,
funeral.
but guess what? They never spend the night there.
Nope.
No. And Coles, my brother says, can't train a cat to bark. Amen.
Factual.
Friends are. Let me see what Sister Suzette says. She said friendships are projects. Friendships aren't projects to be worked on. Ooh, that's good. If the feelings are mutual, then the efforts. Yes, that's a tweet. That's a tweet. Ah, I love it.
Yes, Natalie, I am on your front row. I am here for you all day. And Natalie is a friend that I feel like I've known her all my life, but clearly we met maybe a year or two ago. But she is one of those that when you see her, she's walking in her purpose and her vision. She wants to impact the world. She wants everybody to grow. Shout out to Wine and Cheese. She makes it a safe place for women to whine about their issues and cheese about their blessings.
Oh, you know I need to follow her. Put it in my DM. I'm following it. I love. You see the thing about it, Jateya, and why I love P2P? Because Patrice ain't gonna let anyone into that program.
Factual.
That is a screening program. So if you come in, I don't have guards anyway, because I know the God will reveal who you are, and I know the power of saying goodbye. But anyway, when people come into P2P, I'm not worried because you already been screened by Mama Goose. You heard?
Exactly.
So
which is why that network is so powerful. Like,
I know.
Every female in there, like you talk about grieving. I told this to I think I saw so first class in here too in the comments. But she was like, I miss being on the Friday calls. And I was like, no, seriously, I grieve every time somebody leaves. Like when Linda and all the comments, guys, it's my time to go. I was like, no.
Yeah.
All of the women are so absolutely amazing and genuine.
And you know what we all have in common? We living in our purpose. And that saying of hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's that thing when you in the garden and you're cutting it's like a hedge.
Oh, the hedge cutters?
Yeah, the hedge cutters. Some of the ex-friends became hedge cutters because they didn't want to see you grow. Ooh. Man. That's a pow pow.
That's a pow pow.
I ain't never said that before. I ain't never, ever said. You bringing this out of me. You bringing this good stuff out of me. But I have never said that before. It is true. Some friends or ex-friends became that. I can see it, but I can't say the word. They became this.
They did because they want you to stay on their level. Yeah. And another lesson that I had to learn was, like I said earlier, you want people to do better. You see their potential. You be like, you can be so awesome. Come on. But the thing of it is that just how it takes so much energy for you to vibrate down to their level, and you're drained every time you talk to them, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like you're still stuck in 19, like you said, 88. it takes them the same amount of energy to vibrate up to your level. So it drains because they're not ready.
They're not ready.
And so meeting people where they are and just accepting who they are, it's unfortunate and it hurts because you know they could be so much better. But just as much as it hurts you for them to cut you down to keep you on their level, it's hurting them for you to try to force and pull them up to yours. So you just have to let everybody grow on their own, at their own pace and at their own rate. And if it's meant for them to be great, they are going to get out of their own way. Because we've all stood in our own way. I know I have. And you eventually get to that point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you're like, you know what, Lord? Okay, listen, I'm tired of hitting my head on the wall. What I need to do, I know you already told me, but tell me again what I need to do. You know I'm slow, make it plain. Like that literally is my prayer on a daily basis. Lord, you know I'm slow, make it plain. So, but you just be there for them if and when they are ready. But don't force them.
Doc, sis, what you mean by I struggle with that? Which part of it you struggle? Because we were dropping a lot of up in this conversation. Which part, so we can help set you free? We can help set you free with the word. Which part of it you're struggling with?
Dr. Renee.
This is so good. You're making me finish my water. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's definitely draining for them to come up to your level too. Because you just think about how much energy it takes us, guys. When you meet that person that, this is why I say with networking too, a lot of times we go to conferences and we're like, we need to meet that person. That person is the key to our success or our next level or closing this deal. And you meet them and they're rude and they're nasty and they're not meant for you to reach your next level. Do not force yourself. Because that pain you feel, that hurt you feel, it's not going to be mutually beneficial. So let it go and find the next one. If you're not being productive at a networking event, leave. It's the purpose for you to be there is to make mutually beneficial relationships and those connections, not to collect business cards that you're going to toss somewhere. You're not even going to send them an email. You're not even going to remember who they are. You are there to literally make genuine connections. So get to know people, ask questions, see how you can help them. And I promise you, there's always a way for you to help them. Your life knowledge and experience, if nothing else, can help broaden their perspective. But that energy that when you leave networking events and you're like, I'm so tired. Why do I always do this? Like I've spent hours here and I've accomplished nothing or whatever the case may. It's because it's taking all of your energy to meet them on their level, whether it's up or down. So it does take them as much energy to come up to your level as it does for you to go down to theirs.
We got you, Doc. We got you, Doc. Draining, trying to keep friends, trying to come up to my level. Got it. I think we just answered that. Sorry, can't type fast enough. I'm at work. Girl, do your work thing. Meet people where they're at. Yes, yes. One of the things I got to tell you, and I just thought about it when you said networking and going to events. Because I see this mistake all the time, Coach. I see this mistake all the time where individuals try to meet everyone in the room. I have a goal. I'm meeting 5 people and I'm talking about, by the time I'm done talking to you, you're going to want to know my digits, my name, my website, where to go, how to find me, when can we connect again? Instead of trying to meet everyone in the room. I'm not trying to meet everyone in the room. And then the second part of that, I would say, is when people go on the stage and show this, I'm a supporter and I'm that whole talk, right? That's that stage personality. It's when they get off the stage, you know who they truly are.
Yes, definitely. And see if they actually back those words. And you know, the thing too, like when you said you go to meet 5 people, when you go to a networking event, you should have a crystal clear goal. That goal should be what you really need. And I give this example all the time. You can ask me for $1 million and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I ain't got it. But if you ask me for water bottles, whatever you were planning on spending that money for. If it's book bags for kids, toiletries for the homeless, I actually might be able to help you with that. I can buy a couple of tubes of toothpaste. I can buy some book bags. You have to be crystal clear and granular about what you truly want when you go to a networking event, or just in general, in line at a restaurant, because you can network everywhere, and you really should, because if your purpose is to be of service and help someone, or if it's I need a job, so then you still are helping someone because they need an employee. So you really have to know exactly what you need. And if you tell me you need a job, I might know somebody at McDonald's hiring, but then you be like, no, I didn't mean McDonald's now. So you really have to know what that goal is and then execute that. Figure out your plan to win, so you can get to this goal. So if your goal is I'm gonna meet 5 new genuine connections, go and execute. Once you're done, throw up the deuces, go home, recoup, get something to eat, and then move on to the next step in your roadmap or your plan to get to that goal. So it shouldn't,
These are so good. These are
networking
so good.
has such a bad connotation, and it really shouldn't. It should be fun. It really should be fun.
And what you're doing right now, you're having us have a funeral service for all those bad habits that we do.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Everything go back to grief, baby. I can make grief. I told you I'm in these streets.
You making it sexy. Come on now.
Sexy. So we need to have, she gave you some tips, right? She gave
of grieving. Let it go.
And so now you need to grieve some of your bad behaviors, and while your business is not flourishing because you're practicing bad networking etiquette, if that's even a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay, thank you for
let it go. Let it go. Grieve
have a
it.
funeral service. Put it down 6 feet under, and come to light. Plant new seeds of how to work. She just gave you some tips. And before we go off, y'all, if y'all have questions, this is the time, because the lives don't play 60 minutes and we out, whether I like it or not. So listen, and this is what people don't understand. When you get someone to come on live, you can ask your questions and they can choose to answer. And guess what? It's free. Now try to catch them offline. You're going to get sent.
You get that link.
You're going to go get sent an invoice. This is your opportunity. Do you see the question from Suzette?
What do you do, though, when the person you don't want to talk with won't stop talking to you and taking up all your time? You excuse yourself with grace. There are definitely a lot of ways to say, I'm sorry, I gotta go. So a lot of times, this one doesn't work all the time, but you say, excuse me, I have to go to the restroom. But I promise you, some people will follow you and they will try to talk to you through the stall. And that's when you also say, excuse me, this is my private time. Can we continue this offline? But they, or just even, excuse me, I've enjoyed talking to you. Do you have contact information? That's if you want to talk to them later, because please don't ask for it if you don't. But it's been great talking to you. I would love to go and make sure I connect with a few other people before my time's up. But have a great day. God bless. Godspeed. Wish you luck. All of them good, cordials at the end, and go on your merry way. Don't let them take up your time. Hey, Corinthian. Because like I said, set those boundaries.
Yeah, I got to ask you a question before we go. Because listen, you know how I say, no, I'm not letting nobody in the door now. It's harvest season. If you ain't come in before it's just too late. Now, my DMs are starting to blow up. Telling Jay. Once again, my bed has been exposed and I did not fix my bed. Once again, my bed has been exposed and I did not fix my bed. And I'm going to get on Jay McKinson because he's the last one out of the bed today. My bed was exposed once again. I don't know what is going on, but I lost my girl and I'm going to ask an important question. My bed always getting exposed. I didn't do my bed this morning, but I wasn't the last one out of the bed. Jameson was the last one out of the bed. And when I am done with this live, I am going to give it to him. Listen, Jateya, where you at? Here she at. Listen, I okay. Somebody's gonna have to help me out. I have alarms set.
I don't know what happened.
Listen, it's my fault. I have alarms set on my phone to tell me that I have a 1:00 meeting, and it sets the alarm. Then it puts the live in a pause. I don't know how to unpause it, and so I'm pressing everything, and it's exposing my bed. You hear me? I did not do my bed once again, but I wasn't the last one in the bed this morning, so I'm gonna just blame Jameson.
There you go.
But what I was asking you is, I'm in this season where people are in my DM, and I have this thing where I don't ignore people. If you took the time to go in my DM, I am going to respond, even if it's a crazy ad. But now I find myself having to block people because they're going too far. Help me out, because I want to be a natural networker. I want to be a genuine networker that I am. I want to connect people together, even if I don't need your services. But when is it time to block them?
I tell people all the time, networking is just like real day, everyday life and real day, everyday friendships. Treat them exactly how you would your friendships. If it's discerning when you read and they coming in there all kind of crazy, no, ma'am. I don't need that energy. You stay right over there. God bless you over there.
So you don't even respond.
And a lot of times you'll see, or I've experienced that, let's say I post something and it has like engagement going on. A random person will come in there and they start out, I think it's robots, who knows, but they'll start out with saying, oh, this is great. Check out my page, da-da-da-da. Delete. I delete them out of my comments. I don't even want to distract the people coming to my page to get information, get help, get whatever. You don't need that distraction because I don't know them. I can't vet them. I don't know if they're gonna treat you right. If you're in my network, I'm protective. I am Mama Bear. Like, I will go to war for those I love. So you are not gonna come in here and deter them, distract them, send them in a direction that's not conducive for what they came here for. So if you in my DMs,
you know what you just taught me? They the snakes in the comments, and we're gonna hedge them away by deleting them.
Exactly. Just swipe and delete, because have discernment. Like, I'm here to help you, help me, help us. I say that all the time. So if somebody comes in my DM and they ask a question, or I've you do a poll in your stories, and I've had a young person, and they of course use all the slang that has cursing in it, the letters or whatever. But I did check out his page, and I was like, you know what? He's a young budding entrepreneur. This is your language. It's not the most professional, but I did comment to him and I gave him some feedback on his page, like he asked me to. But then there are others who I go to their stuff and I'm just sorry. I go to their page and I'm like, nope, and delete. Yeah.
My delete game gonna be fire like bye. Like, I know when to say bye, but now I've learned how to grieve and say delete.
Yeah. You can't help everybody. And if they're not coming correct, they're not gonna be correct. And they might be the downfall of your empire. Like, literally. You might want to help them, but no, ma'am. Like I tell people, especially in the era that we're in right now, and my friends that work in the healthcare field, and they're like, oh, we need help. And we have this one person that, they're part-time or on call, they can come help. And I'm like, if they're too hungry for the money, that's going to be the person that comes and brings COVID into your nursing home, or COVID into your clinic, or COVID in. I was like, use discernment. Yes, you need help, but is that the right person to help you? Yes, you want to help them because they need the money, but is that the right person to help you? Because at the end of the day, if they're bringing corona into your facility, you're helping nobody.
That's true.
So use your discernment. Even if you want to help them and they need the help, be discerning in whether or not they are truly going to be a benefit, or are they going to be a harm to you and whatever you're trying to do.
Uh-huh. That's good. That's good. Now let me ask you this before we get cut off. What is your final word for us in your grief journey and talking about friendships and networking and just having a funeral to some of our bad behaviors that did not make us great networkers?
The feeling of freedom and release of letting go and grieving and reaping and sowing of that new harvest is better than you can ever imagine.
Mm.
And you'll get to your final destination just a whole lot faster by letting go, by grieving, not holding on. And if your hands are empty, you're able to receive. The more you hold on to other stuff, you can't receive those other future blessings and that destiny that you want so bad, that you can actually see the vision, but you'll never reach it if you're still holding on. So grieve. Start that process, whatever that looks like for you. Let go so that you can bask in the sunshine later.
And I'm basking. Yep.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
in the light. You know how you came in the beginning, you were in the dark, you came to light. It is true. And everything you said is that what I want people to realize in having these lives, we never pre-plan. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We just come on here and keep it 100. And then keeping it one. Barbara, girl, my bed. Honey, you up in here. Yes, my bed got exposed and you didn't do the bed this morning. You were the last one.
Transference of blame. So that you know I'm here. I can be in your back pocket if you need me to. Let me know.
Oh, Lord. I can't believe my bed. Your bed. You know, how do I get the hedges for him? How do I say, give me some tips around that one?
But he wants to grow, so you can't hedge him out. You just got to give him grace.
Oh, you taking sides. You taking sides. I ain't playing.
No, I'm using what we talked about earlier. If they are willing to grow and come along, what you said that earlier. You said you can give grace if, okay?
Well,
so
I
give
guess
him
I
grace.
can give grace to him because he's my husband. But he got my bed all exposed. I've been out the bed since 4:30. So
he said the day's not over yet.
Click, click together. And then he says, my bad, your bad. I need a husband that's going to take responsibility. Jateya, tell us how people can get in contact with you that's struggling in this department so you can help set them free.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jateya Jones. You can find me at Facebook at Jateya Jones Consulting. And you can find me online at jateyajones.com.
Good. Go follow her. Share this. What Barbara said, wait, did we have another open? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And today is not my fault. I've been out the bed since 4:30.
Before Jesus rose, Lord.
Just rolled out the bed, went to work in the office, and now I'm exposed. Thank you, sir. I love you, honey. Thank you, Jateya. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Come back tonight. She coming. My P2P coming from California. None of this is pre-planned. I don't know what her truth is going to be, but baby, we're going to find a way to talk about grief and helping setting y'all free. Have an amazing lunch. I love you too, Pop Pop. And I can keep him. You right, because he does love me, Jateya. We love you too. We love you too. Take care. And then
bye, guys.
I'm going to go rest my throat.
Go get some tea and honey. Bye.
Bye.